Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. Today we have a bunch of new things to test out, and so many of these things are like I am so excited about. We have a full set from BK Beauty, actually two sets from BK Beauty that they sent out my way. You'll hear everything about it, how the experience was, how I reacted when I got this. Super excited for this one. I also have the newest shade from Tower 28 cream blush to try out, and this is the office hour shades, which is more on the mauve tones. I have Natasha Denona's lipstick to try out. I have the new lipstick from Jason Wu. I also have a new eyebrow pencil from Maybelline, and I'm again using my Isabel Cosmetics Cool Summer palette. So if you guys are interested in like checking out how I created this look, how everything performed with those like BK Beauty brushes, which I used all the brushes from the sets that I got, and you are eager to see how I demo these for you, so then please keep on watching. I am so excited. I'm mainly excited for testing out my BK Beauty brushes. When they reached out to me, I cannot even tell you how excited I was. So let's begin. We have a few new items to test out too. I got Natasha Denona's lipstick, and this is in the shade Yana. I've used this in a previous video, so I don't know if I'm going to use this or not. I do have another lipstick. I know. I said I'm only going to buy one lipstick, and it's already been 3. I don't know. Okay, the other lipstick that I wanted to try out is this Jason Wu's lipstick. I've been hearing so many good things about it, so I really wanted to test it out, and I got it for like a great deal. I'll tell you more about it in the video. And I also got this Tower 28 blush in the new shade, which is Office Hours. Very excited about this. So let's start off with the brow, which is also a new product. Now this I can totally justify because first let me say what it is. It is the Maybelline's Express Brow Ultra Slim Pencil, and this one I picked out mine in the shade Medium Brown. I basically picked out this because the inventory that you saw, I had like 3 brow pencils left to use up, out of which I used 2. Only 1 was left, and I didn't want to finish that just because that was the high-end brow pencil that I had in my collection. So I always want to keep one high-end brow pencil, and if it makes sense or not, but when you're doing YouTube, sometimes you do drugstore videos, sometimes you do high-end videos, and for those high-end videos I want to keep that brow pencil just because I don't want to invest in a brow pencil, because I'm very content with my drugstore one. And that is why when I saw this in the market, I was like, oh, it was displayed as a new item. So I thought, okay, I've tried a lot of Maybelline brow pencil, so I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to get disappointed by it. I was willing to give this a try. So let's do this. This is the Express Brow. So let's apply it. It seems very similar to my other Maybelline brow pencil, so I really enjoy it. And the shade completely matches my hair, so I'm very happy about it. Let's move on. This might be the least interesting thing that you're gonna see in this video, so let's just move on. Now for the primer, I want to use my Denona Balm powder, whatever this thing is called, Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder, and of mine in the shade 4, which looks like this. I've used it quite a few times. I want to keep using it because I have it. So I'm going to take this, take a small amount, put it on the back of my hand, and a little goes a very long way. So I'm going to apply my primer using my BK Beauty's 101 brush. Let me tell you the story. They were recently having like a 35% off sale on their website on their 3rd anniversary, and that is when I got this 101 brush as well as Angie's collaboration brush, the concealer brush A506. Those are the 2 brushes that I got from their website, and I had heard like immense great things about BK Beauty from so many influencers. I'm sure you guys have heard about it too. And I was in my office and I was attending a meeting on camera. Okay, and that's when I got this email from BK Beauty that they want to send me their brush set. Would I be interested in it? Would I be interested in it? I couldn't stop smiling, and when I am not lying at all, I couldn't stop smiling even on the camera. They might have thought that I'm like going crazy or something, I don't know. But for BK Beauty to reach out to me, like such a small influencer, if I call it myself like influencer, but such a small channel, and they recognizing that I love the brushes that I actually used and I got from their website, I was like, yes. I didn't even like wait a second. Like I didn't have to give like a second thought to it. There are a lot of companies, like smaller companies, that reach out to me, and no shade there. But if I have like tested out their brand and I do not like it, if I really want to review it for you guys, yes, I would like get it. But not a lot of companies like reach out to me too for like PR or anything like that. Very few like indie brands have reached out to me. You guys know I would get the products from the brand that I'm really interested in, or the brands that I really love. So when like Isabel reached out to me, I was like over the moon excited because I know their formula, that like I love them so very much. When Gourmand Girls reached out to me, I was over the moon excited just because I wanted to test out their formula for such a long time. And that was the case with BK Beauty. But you know, this excitement level, like I was tracking, like I had my eyes on the tracking number so much. I was like, yes, I need to come back from the office a little early because my BK Beauty brush set is here. And they gave me 2 brush sets. They gave me their Essentials face brush set. So basically that Essential face brush set has these 4 brushes, and you have an option to check. You either can get this like round buffing brush, or you can get this brush, which is another foundation brush, but it is obviously like a different shape to it. Because I already purchased this brush, they send me this one, which I'm so happy that they send me this and not this, just because it's great that I can test another brush for you guys. Yeah, so they send me this like brush set, the Essential Face brush set, and they also send me their collaboration set with Angie Hot and Flashy. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. BK Beauty, if you're watching this, like I'm so very grateful, and the opportunity that I got like to try out these products is beyond exciting for me. I cannot thank you guys enough. Okay, so let's begin. For the foundation, this is oldie but a goodie. I always love this. The only thing is that this is a little more on the lighter shade, so I am gonna mix it with my L'Oreal True Match Nude foundation, and this one is Estee Lauder's Double Wear Sheer Long Wearing Makeup with SPF of 19 in it. So let's apply this. By the way, the BK Beauty brush set, all of them it's vegan and it is cruelty free. So do keep that in mind if you guys are interested, and if you like the brushes that I'm using. I'll give you my honest opinion no matter what. Like no matter what, I'll definitely give you my honest opinion about all these things that I'm trying. So I've taken a little bit of Estee Lauder foundation. I'm just gonna mix a tiny little bit of my L'Oreal foundation too, just because the L'Oreal one is like a little more on the darker side. So as you can see, I have my L'Oreal one as well as the Estee Lauder one. I'm just gonna mix it together with my BK Beauty 101 brush. This, without a doubt, is my favorite foundation brush that I've tried like so far in my life, I'm telling you. Like I love it so very much. Like the bristles are so soft, and it is like densely packed that it will leave no streak marks, and it's absolutely luxe. When you like, even like when you see these brushes like in person, the handle is heavy, the ferrule is like luxe looking. It washes so nicely. I've already washed this brush like 2 times, and it absolutely doesn't stain. And I love that. I have so many brushes that leave like that stain behind of the foundation no matter how much you like wash it. But this, like, you can see it getting like so clean, which I absolutely love. And it takes absolutely no time for it to blend. So this brush is called the 101 Contouring Foundation Brush, and it says it is an ultimate streak-free foundation brush which provides a natural, flawless looking coverage from your favorite liquid or cream foundations. And I can absolutely agree. I have used this with my Balm foundations, my cream foundation, my stick foundations, and my liquid foundations. It absolutely works with everything. And yes, like by far the two brushes that I've used previously, like their concealer brush as well as this foundation brush, oh my god, I've not stopped using it from the time I've got it. Like that's how much I loved it. Okay, now once we have this foundation all in place, let's move to the concealer and let me show you the concealer brush. I'm going to use my Catrice True Skin Concealer, and this I am in the shade 046 Toffee, Warm Toffee. I'm going to take it here. It's absolutely amazing. You absolutely don't need much of the product for that brush to evenly distribute it all throughout. I'm going to take my concealer brush, and this is A506, and this basically Angie created keeping that foundation brush that I use right now in mind. She basically wanted a smaller version of that brush, which is like slanted. If you can see, it's almost the same shape, it's just like much smaller, so that it can enter like the crevice of this eye, like the inner part. And I can 100% agree to it. I love that it can like reach here and not leave any streak marks, just because I have the maximum amount of discoloration here, like the dark circles. And whenever I used to like blend the concealer, I mean, the concealer brushes that I use would always give me like flawless finishes here, like underneath the eyes. But it's very difficult to get it here in this portion. And this just swipes it so nicely, and it is so soft. All these bristles are super, super soft and high quality, which I absolutely love. So I cherish having this brush in my collection. Like really, I don't think I would reach out to any other concealer brush after getting this brush. I am more grateful that they send out the Angie Hot and Flashy, the complete set. So I have two brushes of this same version, which I can use whenever I'm washing this brush. I can use the other one. And I'm glad that that is there so that I don't have to like rush washing my brushes, and I will always have a clean brush in my hand. But today I'm going to use the same brush, like the other version of it that I have for the eye primer, so that you can see like it works out for that too really, really well. Even if like that is like small space, you can see it'll apply beautifully on top of the eyes too. Okay, now let's move on to the cream bronzer. I'm going to use my LYS Beauty Cream Bronzer Stick. Again, another bronzer stick which is like subtle on me right now, because this is the shade Harmony, and this is like second to the lightest shade. And I love this for giving me like subtle contour bronzing effect. And so emollient, like so emollient. Definitely not like super dark or anything like that. Like this would be perfect for me for winter season. But right now I'm only looking for like a very natural contour. You can see it on my nose. And I love the shape. Love the shape. It can do everything that I want. Now for the cream bronzer, to blend out this cream bronzer, I'm going to take their workhorse brush that can do multiple things, and this is 106, and this is known as their round foundation brush. And this you can take like powder products, cream products, blend this out seamlessly into the skin. So let's see how this works, and you'll see like with a few sweeps, like look at that, it's blended. It's so magical. Like the brushes, like seriously, if you have good brushes, half of the work is done. Like you don't have to spend hours blending this, and you don't have to like working it into your skin. It just blends those products so very nicely and giving such a seamless effect on your skin. So pretty. Like look how much time did I take? Like I was talking to you and almost the whole face is all done. Look at that. Like, yeah, I don't have words, guys. Like you can see it for yourself. I'm not exaggerating at all. Like, look at that. I have a few breakouts happening here, so ignore that. But you can see how seamlessly it just blends into the skin. Oh my god, I have a hair. It's gonna bother me. Yeah, look at that. Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna take my foundation brush and just stamp it right in the center of the face, so that if the bronzer has come like too far into my face, I can still keep it like mellow and I can blend the edges. That's stunning, like absolutely stunning. Now let's apply our Tower 28 cream blush, and this one is in the shade Office Hours. This is a new shade that they came out with, and it's more mauvey in shade. It looks very, very similar to the After Hours. Yeah, actually it's a little more deeper than the Magic Hour shade, but less punchy than the After Hour shade. Do you know what I'm talking about? Let me compare. I use these brushes all the time and I absolutely love it. This is the shade Magic Hour, and this is the new shade, which is Office Hours. So can you see? This is definitely a little more deep on the deeper side than the Magic Hour shade, but the shade which is After Hours is definitely the deepest out of all that I have. Looks very, very similar to Office Hours. Yeah, but a little more deeper than that, I would say. Let me swatch all of them. I also have Golden Hour, so let me swatch all of them. So that's Magic Hour, and then I have Office Hours, which is the new one. More mauvey, I would say, for sure. And then I have After Hours, which is the deepest out of all. Yeah, considerably deep, I would say. And then I have Golden Hour. I'm wiping my finger in between so that there's no contamination. And this is Golden Hour, which is much more like corally orange. Yeah, so you can see those are the difference. We have Magic Hour, Office Hours, After Hours, and Golden Hour. I totally can see myself reaching out for Office Hour the most. I love the Magic Hour shade. Like that's like my go-to, and I've used that the most, but I'm very excited for this Office Hour shade. So let's apply this. I'm going to take my Angie Hot and Flashy blush brush, and I'm assuming that this is going to be beautiful for blush application. But even if you have this like 106 brush, this would like buff the cream product like really, really well. Just for the purpose of showing the brushes, I'm going to use this. I'm going to take a tiny little bit. You can see it picks up really well on the brush, and I'm going to concentrate that here. Oh, see, it's pigmented. And a few taps and it'll just melt the product into your skin really, really well. I'm gonna go with a little more of a heavier hand just because we've not powdered our faces yet, and once we powder, it's gonna dull everything down considerably, and I want you guys to see the shade too. These brushes, like, I mean, seriously, stunning quality. Like, this is dense enough but not too dense, so that if you want to apply cream product as well as powder product, you can easily do it. And I would say, like, if you want your blush placement to be like on the temples, this is like the perfect shape to have that. And I love these kind of brushes because I generally apply my blushes like on the temples so that I can like lift my face. I have a round face, so I really want the help of the brushes to make my face appear a little more slimmer, because it's not slim for sure. So I would take all the help. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, now let's just set underneath the eyes. Let's use this one, and this is 104 brush, and this is, look how lightly it is like packed. So it's perfect for like powder applications. So I'm going to take my LYS Beauty's powder, and I'm just going to take that underneath the eyes, and it's best to like sweep the product too. Look at that, beautiful. And not like give too much of powder because the bristles are not like densely packed. Oh my god, it's so soft. I can do this every day. Oh my god, this might be the softest brush that I have applied thing with on my face. Oh my goodness, I cannot. So pretty. I'm gonna take that all across my face. Actually, let me show you the other brush too. How many brushes should I show you? They also have like this Big Daddy powder brush. you can see like the difference between it. I would say this is like much bigger than this, and this one is 102 and this one is 104. For if you want a brush that is more tapered, I would generally use this as my bronzer brush too, because it's like more pointed. You can like apply it in like a more precise manner, but it won't like be so pigmented because it's lightly packed. This is perfect as a powder brush. This, I mean, you with like a few swipes, you can just take everything on your face and it'll be like done in like seconds. Like, look at that. It's just perfect. Like, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I cannot even say which is like softer because they're so soft. Okay, now for bronzer. I'm going to apply my Makeup by Mario bronzer. And this one is in the shade medium dark. And I'm going to apply this with this brush. And this is 103 brush. Now, I love these kind of brushes for my bronzer. The ones that I really prefer is the ones that are like loosely packed, not like super densely packed. So you can see like how much give it has. And it is tapered from the ferrule. So I love that like fanned out effect, which I absolutely love because it'll just give me more of a precise application and it'll pick the bronzer also really, really well. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna press it and then sweep it. Like really, really beautiful brush for like bronzer. Again, you can apply anything with any brush, but I really, really love these kind of brushes for my bronzer application. Super, super nice. It gives such a natural like effect on your face, and that's mainly because of this like shape of the brush too. It can give you like that contouring effect too, and the bronzer effect too. It really depends on like how you're holding the brush. Like I'll generally hold the side of the brush, press the pigment like on both the sides, and then just buff it in with the tip. So soft. I can keep on blending, not because it needs blending, just because it's so soft. It's all about the experience and I am loving it. Now we have the face all done. Let's just melt everything with the setting spray. I'm using my all-nighter setting spray. Absolutely love this one. This is with the vitamin C in it. Love it, love it. Okay, we didn't do our highlighter. Let's do our highlighter. Let's use the same pointy brush that we used for the powder for that, just because I want like more of like a light effect. I'm going to take my Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Mesmerized. I'm just going to take that on the high points of the cheek. Look how like subtle glow that it gives. I love it. Like it'll never give like streak on your face, but like a natural glow. Oh my god, such a big fan of this. I'm gonna take that on my nose too. Stunning. Let's actually finish our lips and then we'll move on to the eyes. For the lip liner, I'm using my BFF3 lip liner from Colourpop. This is more of like a neutral brown, which will be beautiful. I so badly want to try that Jason Wu lipstick, just because we already have like used this Natasha Denona lipstick in the previous video. I think this was like when I tested out the Gourmand Girls Radioactive as well as this Cesta L'Amour palette. I'll link that video in the icons above for you guys. I'll swatch it anyways for you. I love this shade, like especially for like pinky grayish, you know, those 90 looks. 90s style. It looks more gray in like on the screen, but on the lips it definitely has that mauvey pinky grayish look. Love it. Like absolutely love this one. We might even change to this at the end of the video if we think like the eye look doesn't match it, but I really want to test out this one. And this is like such a fall shade too, in my opinion. This is the Jason Wu's Hot Fluff lipstick, and this one is in the shade Apple Pie. It comes in such a beautiful packaging. Like it is very like a soft matte packaging. Oh my god, look at the embossment on it. It's more velvety looking than anything else. So pretty. Okay, let's apply this. Very unusual shade for me, I would say. Very peachy with a hint of pink, but with a hint of red too. Now, because I applied it with like a brown lip liner, it just made it a little more wearable for me. But let me just swatch it for you guys. And look how peachy that is. Beautiful formula, I would say. Very, very pigmented, very moussey, and very fall appropriate. I'm loving it, loving it, loving the shade. Oh, wow. Let's start off with the eye primer. I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. I'm going to take that on the back of my hand, just a tiny little bit. I'm going to take that Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush and just apply with that on the eyelid, and you can see like how beautiful the shape is, like to apply the eye primer. Like stunning it is. Now, what are we going to do with the eyes? I have no idea. I have all these palettes that I'm like still absolutely loving, all these indie eyeshadow palettes. I definitely want to create a look with this one, the Isabel Cool Summer palette, but I also want to test out a few more shades from the other Gourmand Girls palette. But I really want to test out this green shades because that I didn't do in my video. So I promised you guys that I'll play with the greens. That is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off with this eyeshadow brush, which is fluffy and flat at the same time. This is A501, and I'm gonna start with the deeper shade, and that's only because it's like a flatter brush. It is beautiful to put it on like the exterior of the eye. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm wearing green too. I don't know. I lean forward towards the shade that I am wearing that day, and it always happens with me. Like I don't plan it like that, but it automatically comes to me that, okay, I lean a little more towards that shade when I'm wearing that shade. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But this shade is called Palmera, and this is a more of like that army green shade. Such a beautiful tone of green. I'm going to concentrate that on the outer corners. Look how pigmented that shade is. I'm going to sweep that like just a little bit towards the center of the eyelid, but I'm going to keep the maximum pigmentation towards the outer corners. I'm not thinking of blending anything, just tapping and placing it there, and also blending it in the outer corners with my lower lash line, just like that, just so that everything like connects. Now, once we have that shadow laid down, I just wiped off the excess from the brush. I'm just gonna blend the edges, just a tiny little bit, just because I don't want like a harsh line, and this would just help to blend out the green a tiny little bit more, and it would give you an impression that we have like two shades rather than like we having just one. And this is such a beautiful shape of the brush to do that. Because it's fluffy, it will blend out the shade, but because it's flat, it will deposit the shade also really, really nicely. Such pretty shade. Okay, now what are we gonna do? I'm gonna take this shade, which is Pistachio Sundae, and I'm gonna take a little more less fluffy brush, and this is a 504. I'm gonna take that, and I'm just gonna go over the edges, just a tiny little bit, just because I wanna use more shades. That's it, absolutely not required. And go in like circular motion so that we blend this aqua green shade with that more of the hunter green shade. And I'm also going to take that on my lower lash line. It's so fine, like the shape, it's so small and so soft, so that it blends like very precise areas that you really want to blend, and it will blend because it's like so fluffy. Like I love the shapes. I'm going to take this brush, which is A502, which is a tiny little bit more like fluffier and bigger than the brush that we used just now, which was A504. Can you see the difference? We also have like a big fluffy brush here. So this is the difference. I generally would go with like this first, when I'm going from light to dark on my eyes, but this this is A503, the middle one is A502, and the last one is A504. All of them are like blending brushes, but various sizes. Okay, let's actually take the big brush, and I'm going to go with like Seashells shade. It's a very pretty pink shade. I'm going to take that in the inner third of my eyelid. Actually, Nell did a very similar eye look on her like Instagram, and I was such a big fan of. Nell is Isabel Cosmetics owner. So I loved her look. If I have a picture, I'll pop it on the screen for you guys. And oh my god, I was such a big fan of that look. I'm not a big fan of greens, but that look was stunning. Like absolutely stunning. So let's recreate that. So I'm going to take that and just mix it with the edge of that green that we did. I'm going to take the middle brush. This is A502. I want to show you maximum amount of shades. I'm going to take this It's a Flamingo shade and just take it right here. Like in the center. And just mix it out with that green. Just a tiny little bit, okay? Nothing much. Because I really love that shade Seashells. But I want something deeper right in that crease. Okay, I'm going to first take that shade Summer Nights. Oh, this is such a punchy green. Absolutely unlike me. I'm going to take that right in the center. Look how pigmented that shade is. Oh my god. That is stunning. I'm going to blend that towards the outer shade. Now for the inner third, I'm going to take this shade, which is Pink Lemonade. Oh my god, I should have used this brush. There's only one more brush to use, then why are we not using that brush? I'm going to take this shade, which is Pink Lemonade, and this is more of like that pink to a gold shifting shade. So let's take that. I'm going to take that on like the inner third of the eyelid and mixing it with that green shade. Oh my god, that is stunning. I'm just going to mix both of them together so that there's no harsh lines. And nowadays there's so many like indie makeup, like those like multi-chrome shades that like shift from like green to a pink. And this can do that for us. When we mix both these shades together, it'll give us like a similar look. Am I right or am I right? I am loving it. Let's do that on the other eye too. And this brush picks out such a beautiful amount of product. I'm going to take, what should I take? I'm going to take this and this mixed together. I'm going to take that on my inner corners as my inner corner shade. Just like that. I'll actually mix It's a Flamingo and Flip Flops together because why not? And apply it on my lower lash line. Let me finish off this eyes with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. So that's my final eye look. I really hope that you loved the way everything turned out. I absolutely loved everything that I tried out today, including the lips, the blush, the eyes. The brushes were my favorite. Like I absolutely recommend each and every one of things that I used today, even the eyebrow product. Like I'm not surprised. I loved everything that I tried out, but if you had to like ask me one thing that I would recommend the most, it's gonna be BK Beauty brushes. Like I absolutely loved all the brushes. Like I used everything today. Absolutely everything today. Not necessary at all. You absolutely can do like so many things just with like one brush. But if you have to like ask me like my favorite brush out of the lot, I absolutely love their 101 brush. Without a doubt, I love it. I also love their concealer brush, the Angie Hot and Flashy brush. And I would say if you have to like get one more brush, I would say this. Out of the face brushes, these are like the ones that I would recommend most. I would say 101, A506 and 106 brush. These three are really good. Why I say is this can definitely act like a foundation brush as well as like cream products brush. This beautiful for like eyes as well as like the concealer. And this you can do anything and everything with it. Like for the cream products, for the powder products, you can just do so much. But not to take away with any of the other brushes that I talked about, I really loved the shape of this brush too, which is 104. I can do so much. I am definitely going to use this as like my bronzer brush for my powders, for the highlighter too. It just created such a beautiful glow. I cannot pick favorites, but these would be my top 4. As far the eye brushes are concerned, you can see how beautiful everything like blended onto the eyes and gave me like precise application and great blending. I would highly recommend those Angie Hot and Flashy eye brushes, especially if you have like smaller or like mature eyelids, because these are so soft and so blendable. I really love this brush, which is a 501. Very unusual in my collection, I would say, because this is flat at the same time but fluffy at the same time. Great for packing up as well as blending. So this was really good. And out of the blending brushes, I really like the tiniest one, which is A504, because it's so tiny and so soft that it can blend the edges so beautifully. So I would highly recommend this. If you're looking for like a lid packer brush, like for shimmers, this beautifully behaved. Like as my finger would perform, it behaved really as well as that. You could see like I applied that green with my finger and the pink with the brush, and it has the same intensity, which is what I'm looking for when I'm applying those like shimmers. Loved it. Now let's talk about the Office Hour shade from Tower 28. I think this is going to be like my favorite out of the shades that I own from Tower 28, just because this would suit, I think, medium to tan skin tone the best. And my preference is more like a mauvey blush. You guys know I love my mauve tones, and this is such a beautiful shade, like such a beautiful shade. I think really this is going to be like my top favorites from the Tower 28 line for sure. Love the Jason Wu lipstick, but if I have to pick one over the other, I would pick Natasha Denona lipstick over this lipstick. But if you are looking for like an affordable moussey texture lipstick, this is really good. I love the shade that I picked out. Very unusual shade in my collection. I don't go for like peachy reddy tones that much, but this is very beautiful and very complimentary, I would say. If you want to see this Natasha Denona lipstick in action, let me take this out and apply this so that you can see this also. Again, this one is in the shade Yana. See how this is more of like that grayish lipstick, but it has like that tint of pink in it, which is beautiful, like absolutely stunning. I love it. I want a little more pink and peach. I'm gonna mix this. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Mixing it created just my perfect shade for this look. Okay, so extra, I know. I absolutely loved this thing also, the eyebrow pencil also. If you are like interested in trying drugstore eyebrow pencils, I think this is a great one to have. And of course, Isabel Cosmetics Cool Summer Palette. I've used this so much, and look at the eyeshadow. Like this looks high-end, like absolutely high-end. If you are interested in picking out anything from Isabel Cosmetics, I have a coupon code with them. Actually, I have a coupon code with this as well as Gourmand Girls and with BK Beauty. If you're interested in anything, definitely look down below in the description box below. You can save some money, and if you use my coupon codes, I thank you so much for shopping through my coupon code. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and it's because of you that I'm getting these PR. So I really appreciate each and every one of you who are watching my videos, people who are subscribed to my videos, and people who really take the time to comment on these videos. I really thank you guys so very much. And that's all for today, guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this look that I created for you guys and my review on all these products. I would not give my false comments on any of these, no matter if I get the PR or not. I'm only gonna buy things that I really am interested in, and you guys know about it. And I am very grateful for giving me an opportunity to try their products and review it out for you guys. So yes, that's all for today. Too much emo comments happening right now. So that's all for today, guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did like it, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.